Hey guys, Thunderstruck MTB here. Today we are looking at my brand new 2022 DT Swiss XMC 1501 wheel set. 29 inch, obviously installed on my Santa Cruz Chameleon. I got these from Lord Gun in Italy. They shipped them in 8 days. I had them here in Southern California in 8 days. I got them for $136 less, cheaper than Worldwide Cyclery was asking just for the rear wheel shipped to my door. So Worldwide Cyclery's price plus state tax shipped to my door was $136 more than I got the entire wheel set for from Lord Gun. I have another video on my channel talking about Lord Gun and my experience. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form, but my experience of buying fairly expensive parts with them, living in Southern California over the last 2 years. So go ahead and check that out. As soon as they got here, they were double boxed. Everything was great. I took pictures of the serial numbers and sent an email to DT Swiss asking if A, they were legit, B, is the warranty intact, and also if my EXP rear hub was affected by the issues that sort of plagued the first release back in late 1920 on the EXP. And yes, they are legit. Yes, the warranty is in effect, and no, my free hub is fine. That issues were completely fixed somewhere mid 2020 before 2021. These were built April of 2022, both on the same day, both in the DT Swiss Poland factory, which is kind of cool. Here in the States, normally they're built in the Asian factories. And since they're built in the Poland factory, 99% chance these were both built and assembled and put together and trued and sent out the door by a female. There's a video online somewhere of the tour of their DT Swiss's Polish factory. It's pretty cool. And I'm sure a couple of a couple of ladies put these together, and that to me is badass. So anyway, that kind of give you some background. These are replacing a custom set that I built myself, the newest version, DT Swiss 350 hubs, front and rear, J-bend 32 hole. So these are 28, 32 hole, and those were competition spokes and brass nipples and race face arc offset 30 rims. They're the wheels that are on my bike in every video dated before this one. I never really talked about them or reviewed them, but they're those wheels. So I don't do any post-production stuff. You're free to pause this and have a look. The tops are the weights of these wheels. The next ones down are the weights of the wheels I just referenced that I replaced. And then the last set was when I had a pair of, or a set of XM 1700 DT Swisses, the aluminum ones, just for reference. So, how do I like these? Why did I buy them? I bought them strictly for price. That price there, it was, I don't want to say too good to be true, but it was damn near too good to be true, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and I got them. That is the only reason. The other wheels are perfectly fine. That's the only reason. I've never, ever in my entire life owned a set of carbon wheels. These are my first ever carbon wheels, and I thought, you know, what the hell for that price? I'll give them a go. Worst case, I won't like them. I could turn around and sell them here in the States and still probably make 200 bucks, even with all the fees and the shipping. First ride, I thought I was going to be selling them that night and getting rid of them. They were so unbelievably harsh. Unlike anything I had experienced. Felt like I turned all of my compression knobs all the way up on my fork. My bike was suddenly made of a material that was rigid from kryptonite, and absolutely didn't like them in any way, shape, or form. I went out with the exact same pressures I normally do, which is 22 in the front, 25 in the rear. I use AccuGauge 30 PSI gauge. That's real accurate. I do my tire pressure before each and every ride. Went out with the same ones thinking, hey, these are 30 mil. The other ones are 30 mil, so went out with those same pressures. And then I kind of thought, I got home, I chilled out, and I thought, let me think about this. So I thought, you know what? I remember when I put the tires on, which are ground control grid, specialized ground control grid, 29, 2.35s, they mounted with no tire levers, piece of cake, all that for the wheels. When I mounted them, I noticed that the center trough of the DT Swisses were much deeper than were the race face. And I thought, you know what, that's got to provide even more volume still, and maybe that's affecting it. So even though they're both 30. So I went ahead and I took a half a PSI out on my gauge. Before you laugh, a lot of air has to come out of these high volume tires to get a half PSI. And if you've never done it, I think you'll be surprised and shocked of how it has to come out just to get even close to a half PSI. So I dropped a half PSI on my next ride. Boom, now we're in the ballpark. We're not yet standing on home plate, but we're in the ballpark. Felt a lot better, felt a lot more like the Wheelset, the 32-hole Wheelset that I built. And it felt a lot closer to that. It still felt different. It's hard to explain. It felt different. The reviewers and the paid reviewers and the influencers are going to tell you that these things are just going to transform your bike, and you're going to rock it up climbs, and it's going to be super responsive, and you got to get yourself some carbon wheels, on and on and on. I didn't feel that. I still don't feel that. There's a subtle difference now that I've honed in, but there's not that night and day difference. Now, if you're coming off a real heavy wheel set with 10 points of engagement and 17 mil wide and whatever else, you'll probably notice quite a difference. But I was coming off a pretty decent wheel set, and it's not night and day. It's just a nice subtle change. Feels different. Pretty cool. So anyway, that sort of honed me in and got me close. And then I went ahead and took another half PSI off over the next few rides. And now I'm down to a full PSI off, 21 on the front, 24 in the back. And I am really, really enjoying these wheels. As for sound, let's do a sound demo real quick. So they sound a little more metallic than the standard 2 floating ratchet system. That's the only way I can describe it. They do sound different. I mean, it's different mechanisms, so it stands to reason that they're going to sound different, right? Sound very, very similar, but still a little different once you're used to hearing them. They sound good. So yeah, just again, be careful. Would I do this again, knowing what I know now, making this video? Would I still spend the money? For what I spent them for, yes, I would. That's where we're at. Yes, I would, and I say that cautiously. Yes, I would. For the USA price of what they want, hell no. I would be so furious with myself and upset had I paid what these are going for in the States compared to what I had on this bike. I would be just so pissed. It probably would have cured me from my upgrade-itis for the rest of my life. So that is about the best way I can say it. But for what I paid for them, yeah, I still would do it. So I have a nice spare wheel set that's ready to go if I ever need them. And these should be a lifetime type wheel set. I mean, 10-year guarantee on the wheels. They're fair trade, I think it's called, warranty. If I break something in any way, shape, or form, they will just send out a whole new wheel. Spokes, hub, everything ready to go for $250 US. You can't beat that. That's fair enough. So if I blow one of these up somehow on my own stupidity, or if they break themselves on manufacturing defect, they'll send me out a whole new wheel for free. But if I do something stupid, break them, then they'll send me out for $250. I can't see that ever happening. I don't break stuff. I'm just not that type of a rider. Never dinged a rim, much less broken a rim. So I don't have. Plus, I'm probably still a half a PSI, maybe a full PSI. I could probably drop down to 20 in the front and probably 23 in the rear if I really wanted to, but I just err on the side of caution for rim dings and whatnot. So anyway, guys and gals, so if you, I hope this helped you out. I tried to answer everything the best I could, as honest as I could. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll let you know. There will be another video on my site there on my experience with Lord Gun. Can't recommend them highly enough. And no, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. Okay, guys. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching. See ya.